If you were expecting the iPhone 18 Pro to arrive with a radical new look, you might want to adjust your expectations, but not your excitement. Because according to fresh leaks, Apple is reportedly doing what many power users have been begging for: prioritizing raw performance and meaningful under-the-hood upgrades over flashy design changes. So in this video, let's break down everything we know so far about the iPhone 18 lineup, why Apple might be sticking with a familiar design, what the new 2nm A20 and A20 Pro chips could mean for real-world performance, and the other big upgrades you can expect in 2026. Stay tuned till the end, because some of these changes could easily make the iPhone 18 Pro one of the most powerful and efficient smartphones Apple has ever shipped. First, let's talk about the source of these leaks. The latest information comes from a well-known Weibo tipster who goes by the name Fixed Focus Digital. According to this leaker, Apple is not planning any major external redesign for the iPhone 18 Pro or iPhone 18 Pro Max, which are expected to launch around September 2026. Now, that might sound disappointing at first, especially if you like that new phone, new look feeling every year. But there's a clear reason behind this strategy. Why no big redesign for iPhone 18 Pro? According to the leak, Apple is reportedly very happy with how the iPhone 17 series performed in terms of sales. The iPhone 17 Pro lineup apparently introduced a notable redesign after the iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro carried a very similar look for 2 years in a row. From Apple's perspective, following up one major redesign with the iPhone 17 Pro, with another brand new look immediately the next year would be unusual and potentially unnecessary. Historically, Apple tends to refine and iterate on a successful design for several generations rather than throwing everything out and starting over every time. That makes it highly likely that the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max will look very similar to the existing iPhone 17 Pro models. Expect the same overall shape, premium materials, and familiar button layout with only minor visible tweaks, if any. So where is Apple actually spending its time, money, and engineering talent? On the iPhone 18 series, Apple shifts focus, performance over aesthetics instead of chasing a radically new exterior. Apple is reportedly pushing hard on what you can't immediately see: the internal hardware and performance. The star of the show here is expected to be Apple's next-generation A-series chips, the A20 and A20 Pro. These processors are rumored to be Apple's first to use a cutting-edge 2nm manufacturing process, likely produced by TSMC. That switch from the already advanced 3nm process down to 2nm may sound like a small number change, but it can have huge implications for speed, efficiency, heat management, and battery life. According to the leaks, here's what Apple is reportedly targeting with the A20 and A20 Pro: around 10 to 15% faster CPU performance compared to the previous generation, up to 30% better power efficiency, improve thermal management, meaning the phone can stay cooler and maintain peak performance for longer, better battery life in everyday use, thanks to lower power consumption. In simple terms, if these numbers hold up, the iPhone 18 Pro could feel noticeably snappier, stay cooler under heavy gaming or video editing, and still last longer on a single charge than its predecessors. For everyday users, this could mean smoother multitasking, faster app launches, and more responsive cameras. For power users, creators, and mobile gamers, it could mean desktop-class performance in your pocket with fewer thermal throttling issues. What does 2nm actually mean for you? You'll probably hear 2nm chip a lot in iPhone 18 Pro marketing. So what does that actually translate to in real-world usage? A smaller manufacturing process generally allows more transistors to fit into the same space. More transistors often mean higher raw performance and more advanced features without increasing power usage. Combined with design improvements in Apple's custom silicon, this can give you faster AI and machine learning tasks, like better on-device photo and video processing, more efficient background processes. So the phone feels faster, even under low potential improvements in features like voice recognition, image enhancement, and real-time effects in apps and games. So while the outside of the iPhone 18 Pro might look familiar, the inside is shaping up to be a serious upgrade. Rumored design tweaks, smaller dynamic island, and under-display Face ID. Just because Apple isn't planning a radical redesign doesn't mean absolutely nothing will change on the front. According to the leaks, one of the more visible updates could be a smaller dynamic island. Apple may be working to shrink the cutout at the top of the display, making it less intrusive and allowing for a slightly more immersive screen experience. Even more interesting, there are rumors that Apple is experimenting with under-display Face ID technology. That means some of the current Face ID hardware could move under the screen, reducing the size of the visible cutout. If Apple can pull this off, the iPhone 18 Pro could keep the dynamic island's useful software features, while pushing the hardware closer to a true full-screen look. Connectivity. Apple's in-house C2 modem. Another big internal change being discussed is connectivity. Leaks suggest that Apple is planning to use its own in-house C2 modem in the iPhone 18 Pro models, at least for the higher-end versions. Moving away from third-party modems and towards Apple-designed silicon would give the company tighter control over power usage, speed, and integration with the rest of the system. What could that mean for you? More stable network performance, potentially faster 5G speeds, depending on your region, and carry a better power efficiency when connected to mobile networks, which again helps with battery life, deeper optimization with iOS features that rely on constant connectivity. If Apple's C2 modem delivers on these expectations, the iPhone 18 Pro could offer one of the most reliable and efficient connectivity experiences in the smartphone market. Camera upgrades. Front camera, main sensor, and camera controls. Now, let's talk cameras, because this is always a major point of interest with any new iPhone. On the front, the iPhone 18 Pro is rumored to feature a 24MP selfie camera. This would be a significant jump in resolution compared to older models and should translate into sharper selfies, better video calls, and more detailed portrait shots. On the back, Apple is expected to upgrade the main rear camera with a variable aperture system. Variable aperture allows the camera to physically adjust how much light enters the lens, giving you better flexibility in different lighting conditions. Some potential benefits include improved low-light performance without relying as heavily on software tricks, more control over depth of field, so you can get more natural background blur in portraits, better balance between sharpness and exposure in challenging scenes, like backlit subjects or night photography. On top of that, leaks mention a simplified camera control button, designed to make it easier and more intuitive to launch the camera and capture photos or videos quickly. This continues Apple's recent trend of giving dedicated hardware attention to camera features. Great news for users who treat their iPhone as their main camera dot. So, what kind of upgrade is the iPhone 18 Pro really? Putting all of this together, the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max are shaping up to be performance-centric upgrades rather than design-centric ones. Here's the big picture, based on current leaks and rumors. Design, mostly unchanged from the iPhone 17 Pro series, with a familiar premium look and feel display, potentially a smaller dynamic island, and progress towards under-display Face ID chipset. New A20 and A20 Pro chips built on a 2nm process, promising 10 to 15% faster CPU performance and up to 30% better efficiency battery and thermals. Better efficiency should lead to cooler operation and longer battery life. Connectivity. Apple's in-house C2 modem for improved mobile network performance and power usage. Cameras. A 24MP front camera, upgraded main rear camera with variable aperture, and a more streamlined camera control button. If these leaks are accurate, the iPhone 18 lineup will be less about shocking you with a new look and more about delivering a smoother, faster, cooler, and smarter everyday experience.